In the next few minutes, we're going to tackle two fundamental effects in Adobe Premiere Pro. Seriously, these are the skills that will take your videos from looking kind of amateur to totally pro grade, and we're going to break it all down, step by step.
So take a look at this. This is the goal, right? We're going from the raw footage on the left to this super polished final product on the right. We're talking dynamic text and a seamless new background. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to pull it off.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into styling and animating text. Then, we're going to make that animation incredibly smooth. After that, we'll dive into removing a green screen. And finally, we'll add those crucial finishing touches that bring the whole shot together.
Okay, first up, let's turn some simple, boring text into a title that really grabs your viewer's attention.
It all starts with the absolute basics. You're going to grab the Type tool. The shortcut for that is just T, and get your words on the screen. Use the selection tool to move it where you want, and then this is where the real magic happens. Open up the Effect Controls panel. That's Shift+5. This is your command center for everything, changing fonts, adding shadows, creating backgrounds. Oh, and here's a quick pro tip for you. Use the rounded corners option on the background. It's just one click, but it instantly gives your design a clean, modern vibe.
Now, before we can make anything move, you have to understand this one super crucial concept, the keyframe. The easiest way to think of it is like putting a pin on a map. You're telling Premiere Pro, okay, at this exact second, I want this thing to be right here. And once you set two or more of those pins, you create motion. They are the absolute foundation of all animation.
So how do we actually use them? It's pretty simple. First, move your playhead to where you want the animation to start. Then, move your text to its starting spot, let's say just off the edge of the screen. Now, find the position property and click that little stopwatch icon right next to it. Boom! That's your first keyframe. Next, just move the playhead forward in time and then drag your text to where you want it to end up. And just like that, Premiere Pro automatically drops in the second keyframe for you. Go ahead, play it back, you've got motion.
Okay, so we have motion, which is great, but if you look closely, it's a little stiff, a bit robotic, right? Now we're going to add the polish. This is what separates good animation from great animation, smoothness.
So here's the difference, and it's a big one. Linear motion moves at the exact same speed the whole time. It starts and stops instantly, which just feels, well, robotic. But eased motion, it mimics how things move in the real world. You know, it starts slow, speeds up in the middle, and then gently slows down to a stop. It feels way more natural, fluid, and just looks so much more professional.
And you know, getting this effect is surprisingly easy. All you have to do is right-click your first keyframe, navigate to Temporal Interpolation, and choose Ease Out. Then you do the same for your last keyframe. Right-click it, but this time you're going to select Ease In. That is it. Seriously, 2 clicks make a world of difference.
If you ever get confused about which one to use, just remember this little analogy. It helps a ton. You ease out of your starting point, kind of like a car gently pulling away from the curb, and you ease in to your destination, like gently pulling into a parking spot. Simple as that.
All right, text animation is in the bag. Let's totally switch gears and jump into our second pro technique, mastering the green screen. The technical term for this is chroma keying, and it's a game changer.
Okay, the very first step is just to clean up your shot. If you've got extra stuff in the frame like lights or microphone stands, just use the pen tool under the opacity setting to draw a quick rough mask around your subject. This just gets rid of all those distractions. Next, you're going to find the Ultra Key effect and drag it right onto your video clip. Then, grab that eyedropper tool from the Effect Controls, click anywhere on the green background, and poof, it's gone. Transparent. But wait a second, is it really gone? I mean, it might look okay at first glance, but I'm telling you that one single click is almost never enough for a truly clean, professional-looking result. There are always hidden imperfections.
So how do we spot them? Well, we use something called the alpha channel. This is a special view that shows you a simple black and white version of your shot. And the rule here is super simple. Anything that's solid white is what your audience will see, and anything that's pure black will be totally transparent. If you see any speckles or shades of gray in the background, well, that's leftover green screen junk that you need to clean up. This is the pros tool for getting it perfect.
Now that we can see all those little imperfections in the alpha channel view, we can move on to our final section, refining that key and building our final, awesome-looking composite shot.
This right here is your cheat sheet for getting a perfect key. Inside that Ultra Key effect, look for a section called Matte Generation. The shadow slider, that's going to help you clean up any of those gray tones left in the background. Highlight is for bringing back details on your subject that might have gotten accidentally erased. And pedestal, that's the finisher. It just aggressively crushes any leftover noise into pure black, making sure your background is 100% clean.
So once your alpha channel is looking like a perfect black and white image, you just switch your view back to composite. Now for the fun part. Drag your new background, whether it's an image or another video, onto the track right underneath your subject. Tweak the scale and position a bit so they fit nicely into the new scene. And here's one last pro tip. Add a slight Gaussian blur to the background. This fakes camera depth of field and really sells the effect.
And there you have it, just two. Two core techniques, dynamic smooth text and clean green screen keying. Seriously, mastering just these two things is a massive step in leveling up the production value of everything you make.
So let's just recap what's officially in your toolkit now. You can create and style professional text, you can animate it with smooth natural motion using keyframes, you can remove green screens cleanly and refine that key like a pro. And you can composite a subject into a whole new world seamlessly. You're in control of the whole process now.
You see, these aren't just a couple of isolated tricks. They are foundational skills. You're not just editing anymore. You're actually designing motion and creating entire worlds from scratch.
So really the only question left is, what are you going to create now with these skills? Go on, open up Premiere Pro and put them to work.